Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here, back with my January 2017 pickups video. No, it's a little later than usual. It's already the 13th of February, but I've been waiting for a game that I ordered towards the end of January to come in, and it finally got here. So now I can make a pickups video. Luckily, one fortunate thing is, while waiting for that, something else came that I've been waiting for since December. So I get to add that to this video as well. So not a ton of stuff this month. But I've had a bigger purchase, which is why I didn't spend as much money. And so here we go. Went to the one of the local game stores. I go to it maybe every couple months. I just want to see what it had. So for the NES, picked up Gunsmoke. Had saw it there a while ago. It was a little bit more expensive than I wanted to spend. A little bit more money than I wanted to spend. And so this time I went in, I talked to him. I talked to the owner, and he went down a little bit on it. But it's a shooter for the NES. I really like shooters, and it's interesting. I mean, I think it was that the A button shoots to the right, B button shoots to the left, and then to hold both of them, you shoot straight ahead, which is kind of interesting. It took a little bit while to get used to, but it's fun. Next, for the Game Boy Advance, we got Capcom Classics Mini Mix. So I got this because it has Mighty Final Fight on it. And that's one of those games, at the moment, I probably won't get for a long time just because it's pretty pricey right now. But it also has Strider, which is one of my favorite games on the NES, and Bionic Commando, another great NES game. So now, I can play it on the go with my Game Boy Advance. Then the same day, on my way back into town, I stopped at the local game store, picked up a couple more Game Boy games. We got for the Game Boy Advance, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, the classic NES series. So I've got that for the NES, but it was cool to get it for the Game Boy Advance, so I can play that on the go. And then we've got, let's see, what was it? Mega Man, Dr. Wily's Revenge. So I'm a big Mega Man fan, especially the first one on the NES. I know everyone says Mega Man 2 is the best, but I didn't have that as a kid. Now that I have it, I really enjoy the second one. But I love the first one, and so I wanted this one because it's got some of the original robots, or robot masters from the original NES game. So I got that. And another game I've been looking for a while for the GameCube, Resident Evil. So I've got the original for PlayStation, but I wanted to get the remake for GameCube, and it is complete with the manual and everything. So that's that. Next, I'll show you the game I was waiting for 2 weeks, and that is for the Game Boy, Battletoads. Love this game. I had it as a kid, played it all the time, but sold all my Game Boy games when I was younger, and I've been wanting to get that back for a while. And so the reason it took so long was because I didn't realize that the seller was using Media Mail, and I'd never used it before, and so I looked it up and found out that it's the lowest priority mail. So if you ever see anyone using Media Mail, check with them and see if they can do something else, because I know it's the cheapest option, but it took was it a week to get here from, well, it took 2 weeks total, and then the last week it took it went from Chicago to where I am, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Chicago, and so that was pretty frustrating. But it's here, and I love the game, so glad to get that. Next, had a game night with some of my buddies, and we were playing N64, and so I have 4 controllers, one's of a third party, and usually it's not too bad, but we were playing GoldenEye, and the stick was just so loose that you try to go forward, and it'd go left and right, so it was very difficult to go, so I wanted to go pick up another Nintendo 64 controller, so picked up a Jungle Green. So I didn't have any of the, was that Funtastic? I don't remember what they called them. Colored N64s. I said the regular one. It did come up with the Atomic Purple controller, but it broke quite a few years ago, so that was cool to get. And then while I was there, he had a Wavebird, so gave it to me for a good price, and I love it. I don't know what took me so long to get one, because it makes such a difference playing with a wireless controller compared to a wired one now. Let's go next. This was what I was waiting for since December. So my wife bought this for me for a Christmas present, but it wasn't in stock. They're waiting to reprint it. And so it just came in a couple weeks ago. And that is the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library from Pat the NES Punk. So I was really excited to get this Because while I played the Nintendo a lot, I've got over 100 games for it. I didn't know a ton about the system itself. My brother and I had a few games growing up, and those are games I loved. But I didn't know there's so many other great ones. And so with this nice, I can look at, see other games that are good, that I can look for. I can look at the type of game, whether it's RPG, beat 'em up, platformer, shooter, all that kind of stuff. And I can really focus on the games I'm interested in. And also what's nice is when I get a game from Video Games Monthly that I'm not sure about, I can look it up and see what kind of game it is and see what star rating that Pat gave it. So that's really cool. I've already gone through it all. I've read up on all the games that I currently have for the NES and some other games that I've been looking for. And so last, the big purchase of the month, which is why I did not buy a ton this month. So I focus mostly on retro systems. The newest system I had was a Wii U. And I got that because I know the Breath of the Wild's coming out, and I'm not totally sold on the Switch yet. And there are some other games I really like for the Wii U. But with Resident Evil 7 coming out, huge Resident Evil fan. So I was watching Rad Brad do a walkthrough of it, just because I was like, I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One, so I'm interested to see what the game's like. And just watching it, I fell in love with that game. It looked fantastic. I could not wait to play it. And so I talked to my wife and decided to buy a new gen system. I decided to figure out if I wanted the PS4 or the Xbox One. Growing up, I was a PlayStation fan. I had PS1 and PS2. Never had an Xbox. But then in college, I started playing Halo Reach a ton, which is my personal favorite Halo. And so I bought an Xbox 360. So I was trying to decide, do I want to go back to PlayStation or stick with Xbox? And so I decided to go with the PS4, back to my roots. So I got the Uncharted 4 edition. Haven't played Uncharted yet, just because there's other games I wanted to play. So when I got that, I also picked up Resident Evil 7, which I don't have with me currently because I lent it to my buddy, who was saving up some money for the Nintendo Switch. And then, so obviously, like I said, came up with Uncharted 4, Thief's End. And then I also got God of War 3 Remastered, my favorite PlayStation game and series of all time. So I'd played 3 once because a buddy of mine had a PlayStation 3, so he let me go over and play it. But I didn't personally have a PS3, so I could never play it after that, and I love it. So that was day one pickup I had to have. Flew through it right away. It's just a great series, and now I'm excited for the new God of War, which was another big reason why I went with PlayStation 4 over the Xbox One. So there you go. Those are my pickups for January of 2017. Like I said, not a ton of stuff, but I got some really good stuff I've been looking for a long time. None of this was filler. It was all games I really wanted. And I got some stuff to read. So it was awesome. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Tomorrow should be another Top 3 Tuesday for Mike B the Game Genie. I know he was hoping to upload one every week. So if he does, I'll watch it, and hopefully I'll make another video later this week. But please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the games. And until next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.